We should all now have a button that says count tacos on our page. We should have selected that button with JavaScript. We should have created a counter variable. And we should have added an event listener. That listener sits and waits for a click. And as soon as our user clicks the button, it alerts them, you click the button this number of times, whatever the counter is at. It adds 1 to the counter, then it tells them how many times they've clicked the button. But that's not actually very useful, because I don't like alerts. Alerts are silly, they don't work as much. Let me show you a much cooler way to add things to the page. Now, right as we left off in the last section, we were learning how when we click that button, we want to get rid of this hidden class right here, so that we can display the amount of times the user has clicked the button inside this div. The way to do that is like so. The first thing you're going to write inside your taco.js is a selector for the result div. How do we select this div right here with an ID of result? What do we type out? Somebody help me out here. Yeah, Owens, go for it. Var result equals document dot query selector. And what should we put inside the selector here? If we look at this HTML element, we can use the class or the ID. But if something has an ID, you should almost always use the ID. So what is the ID in this case? Result. So how do we type that out? String, hashtag, result. Beautiful. So now that we've selected the result div on the page, as soon as the user clicks the button, let's go ahead and put the counter variable inside the result div. The way to do that is like this. You could say result.innerHTML is equal to, and we're going to give it another string with a paragraph tag like this. And inside that paragraph tag, we're going to put the counter variable. Now we're doing 3 things here. We're creating a string that we're putting a counter inside, and we're putting a paragraph tag around that string. We're making sure that as soon as the user clicks this button, we take the counter variable and we put it inside the result div. And then we're going to toggle the hidden class on the result div. So we'll say result.classList.remove hidden. We're going to get rid of the hidden class. And if you do this, let's see if that works, shall we? Here's how we do it. And I'll let you copy this in a second. I just want to see if it works right now. Now, I might have some errors because that's just kind of the way Cloud9 has been today. But let's find out real quick, shall we? I'm going to preview this. I'm then going to scroll down a little bit where the hidden div should be, and I'm going to click Count Tacos. Okay. I don't see anything appearing here, do I? Let's pop in a new screen. Let's see what's up with that. If I click Count Tacos, I don't see anything yet. Nothing happened. Let's figure out why. So I added a console.log into mine to see what was going on, and it wasn't even logging the JavaScript, so I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with Cloud9 right now, but it is what it is. I was able to get this 1 to appear here, but then for whatever reason, every time I click it after that, it doesn't go anywhere. So that's, again, confusing to me, but it is what it is. I did take the paragraph tag off. It should still work. Now, all you really need to do to be able to see this is to add some result style to your div so that the result div has a white color and a font size of 45 pixels. If you do that, it should be a big white number for exactly how many times you clicked the button. So if I preview this again really quickly, let's see if it'll work for me now. I have no idea. Okay, here it is. Let's see what happens. I click the button. Nothing. Cool. Still getting the same thing. Yeah, let's see what's happening. Am I inspecting the element? Still get nothing in my console? Yeah, I don't know. It's messed up, but it should be working on yours. Everyone else's counters are working? A few, okay, cool. Now it's sort of worked. Again, I don't know what's going on here with that. But, okay, it is what it is. For the time being, though, everyone is able, you should be able to toggle the hidden class and make the button appear. Now, the last thing we're going to do, before we wrap it up for today, I'll give you some activities, is if you take a look inside your button, right now, what is it actually asking us to do when we click the button? To count the number of tacos. Notice that? So we want to be able to count the number of tacos that are glowing at any time. The way to do that is the same as combining all of the tactics we've used in the last couple things together in one. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this right here, this all the tacos, document.querySelector.all, and I'm going to move it to the top, right up here, so that I'm selecting all of the things at the very top of the file. I'm selecting all the tacos, I'm selecting the button, and I'm selecting the result div. Then I'm creating a counter. I have a button that when you click on it, it's going to do some cool stuff. Here's what it's going to do. We're going to say the counter instead is equal to the number of tacos that are glowing. Let me show you how to do that. Are you ready? This is going to be a little confusing, then I'm going to explain it in a second. Cool? Sounds good. Let's do it. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to say all the tacos dot for each taco, we are going to add 1 to the counter. If the taco dot class list dot contains active, and this is why I showed you the long way, so you can know what this looks like, we are going to add 1 to the counter. Counter is equal to counter plus 1. So now the counter variable holds the number of tacos that are glowing at any time. Then we're going to get rid of all this other stuff, and we're going to say result div is equal to, and I'm going to use these weird new string backticks right here. These backticks are the same as a single quote, same as a double quote, but they make writing strings easier, and I'll show you why. These backticks are located right above the tab key. So find the tab key and find the backticks right above that and use those backticks around the counter. We can say there are, and then you use a $sign and squiggly brackets, and you could put variables inside there. Tacos glowing, just like that. And then you remove the hidden class. So this is the whole chunk of code for the entire file right here. This is all the code, 25 lines with a bunch of spaces. But this is the event listener I just added. Should I share the code as soon as you have it working? If you have it working, then I will share the code. But you should try and get it working first. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to work on mine. Let's find out really quickly. If I come here, most likely the button's still not going to work, but that is what it is. It's still doing weird stuff like this. Okay, nope, it doesn't work for me. That is what it is. If I try this, let's try it here. Oh, there we go. There are 0 tacos glowing. Let me click 1. Count again. Oh, it stopped working now. Okay, cool. What worked the first time? What yours should do is it should count the number of tacos that are glowing. And then it should tell you exactly how many tacos are glowing. Make sure it does that first, and then we'll come back together and see if you got it right. Here's all the code. Let me know if you need any help. Okay, Jose just pointed out one thing. Every time you re-click the button, it doesn't reset the variable to 0 because the variable is outside the event handler. You have to move that var counter equals 0 inside the click handler. You have to put it right here. Sorry, that's my bad. So that every time you click it, it starts at 0 again, and then it starts adding the number of tacos that are active. That's a mistake on my part. Save it, try it again, see if that works. Should work for you. Let me know if I messed anything up. Still not working for you? All right, let me see what's up. So I actually made a few changes that fixed my problem with Cloud9. I don't know what the issue was, but I think it got mad at me for using the variable button. What I did is I went into the tacoadvanced.html and I gave this button an ID of button. Then in the taco.js, I selected the hashtag button instead, and I called the variable the button instead of just button. And for whatever reason, that seemed to make it work. So now, if I load this up and I refresh and I click count tacos, it should say there are 0 tacos glowing. Correct. Now let's click a bunch of tacos. Make sure they glow. No, don't need reminders. And click count tacos again. There are 3 tacos glowing. Nice, let me get rid of one of them. There are 2 tacos glowing. So this is perfect. Now notice how if there's only 1 taco glowing, it still says there are 1 tacos glowing. Jerry got mad at me for my grammar earlier. One of your activities is to make sure that if there's only 1 taco, the grammar is correct. You should also have a way to show exactly how many tacos are not glowing. This is your job for the next 15 minutes in your groups, or you can work on one of the 3 labs available to you. The fortune teller lab, the color randomizer, or the runaway button lab. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'll be here for you all, period. Get after it, children.